Ja, herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Ausgabe SI Talk und bei mir habe ich einen neuen Gast, ein neues Unternehmen. Ich muss ehrlicherweise sagen, ich habe relativ wenig Ahnung, was die Unternehmen macht. Ich habe mir natürlich die Präsentation angeschaut, so ist es natürlich nicht. Der Colin Bletsky, er ist COO und Direktor bei MustGrow Biologics. Und Sie hören schon vielleicht, es ist was anderes als wie Minenstuff, wie wir sonst haben. Oder auch, es geht nicht in den Cannabis-Bereich. Das ist auch schon mal was ganz Spannendes. Und auch noch eines vorweg, weil es beim letzten Mal oder ich mehrmals gehört habe, die Firmen zahlen bei mir nichts. Ich habe waren dann höchstens einen Interessenskonflikt, dass ich, oder zwei Interessenkonflikte. Erstens einmal, dass ich Aktionär bin oder zweitens, dass sie Kunden theoretisch von IRW Press sind. Aber mehr Interessenskonflikt gibt es nicht. Mich interessiert nur, neue Stories auf den Markt zu bringen, die interessant sind und wo wir möglicherweise in Zukunft Geld verdienen können. Colin, thank you for your time. You're based in Saskatchewan, so it's early in Saskatchewan. Here in Europe is late afternoon, but in your time zone it's really early. And thank you for your time. And I said in my German introduction, first I have no conflict of interest so far with you. So either we get no paid from you for this interview. Second, I'm not shareholder at the moment. So, and the goal of this whole interview is to make me a new shareholder. So, and this is what it is. And I say also, you are a total different story. It's not a story like very well known mining companies. Saskatchewan is very well known for mining. And you're also not coming out of the cannabis business. That's Canada is also very well known.
Yes.
So, in which area you working?
So MustGrow, we are a agricultural biotech company, and we really are focusing on providing our natural organic biopesticide to help replace synthetic chemicals. So this is in any crop. So I'm a farmer. I still actively farm in Saskatchewan with my brothers. But we are looking at helping farmers grow crops and mainly focused on a high value fruit and vegetable crops. We're focusing in potatoes, strawberries, looking at bananas, but we do still have a
Bananas,
business
but
a little
not
bit
in
in.
Saskatchewan, or?
Well, there is, but it's mainly right now focused in the U.S., focused in South America, and hopefully eventually into Europe once we do go through the registration process. But yes, we are mainly focused on the high value fruit and vegetable crops, both organic as well as the conventional side of things.
So you are a competitor of Bayer or something?
We potentially could be a competitor, or we could be potentially a partner as well. We will be looking and working in the same space, but our goal is to replace synthetic chemicals. So if you think of some of the ones like methyl bromide or metam sodium, which are banned already, they're still being used in the US market and as other markets as well. So we are looking to replace those. And then also, if you think of glyphosate or Roundup, potentially we can maybe help with that market as well, and either replace it or look at ways for growers, producers, even homeowners to have something different. So we are looking, and our goal is to replace chemistries.
Okay, in which stage you are now?
So we do have an existing registration with our current first generation formulation in the US and Canada. But we are moving all our focus to the second stage product, which is a liquid base technology that really enables a grower to use a product the same as they've always been. So we are actually in the process of registration and getting our product through EPA in the US, through PMRA in Canada, and then looking at where else in the world are we able to take our technology and start the registration process.
You talk always from technology. Is it a technology or is it how can this work?
It is a technology. So what ours is, we own 100% of the patents behind it. And do you eat mustard on a hot dog or a hamburger?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we do is we use the same mustard seed that you use and consumers use to eat. we extract two different components out of that, and we can concentrate them and re-deliver them to the marketplace. And that creates, those two components of the mustard seed create a natural biopesticide. So it's really taking what nature's given us to help replace and reduce the amount of chemicals in the market. And it's all science-based. We have done over 110 studies in field. We work with third-party companies. We spent over $10 million, and we have a lot in patents behind this as well. So yes, it's a science base, but it's coming from nature. Our product is organic, it's natural, and the one unique thing about it works in the field.
Okay, the one side is that it's work. The other side is go to the market.
Yes.
What is the plan?
Well, we can do it in many different ways. So once we do have a registration, we have enough experience in our management team. I have over 30 years of experience in the ag space, in the agricultural space. I've worked around the world with many different organizations. I worked for a Danish organization for 10 years and helped manage the global ag biological business for them. So we have a lot of connections, and we know a lot of the people. So we can go and take this technology in and go through the normal distribution chains, in North America, South America, and others. But we're also looking at, can we partner with some of the big players who are looking? And if you look in the marketplace with all the investment that's being put in by Bayer, by Syngenta, by BASF, by even some of the mid-sized companies as well, there's a lot of organizations looking for this type of technology. So we are also in the process of looking for the right partner, around the world, and that's ongoing. So there's many different ways we can go to market. It just depends on how things go and which way we want to move in the future and manage our own destiny.
For what crops you can use this technology or this product? Can you use it for everyone or?
It's essentially right now, with what we're getting on the label and registration, it is more towards the high value fruit and vegetables. So if you think of strawberries, leafy greens, cucurbits, we are looking and doing it in potatoes, onions, garlic. We're looking in bananas in South America. We've done work in canola, so like oilseed rape in those crops. We're also looking at pulse crops. So if you think of chickpeas, lentils, and especially around the plant proteins and the move to the more of a plant-based proteins, those are the crops we're really looking at right now. We do believe, though, with future work and future development of our formulation and our active ingredient, we can then potentially expand into corn, soybean, cereals, into rice. But for right now, it is really focused on those higher value crops where a lot of the chemistries being used are either being banned or deregulated or deregistered in some parts of the world.
Okay, coming back to go to the market and produce this stuff. Can you produce this stuff by your own, or you need the partner that they can do this for you? And second is, how really is the timeline and the patent? What you say, is it now globally or is it on region? Can you put? Sorry, a lot of questions coming into mind. Also, the patent only for this technology that. Also, when you find other purpose, you can use this stuff for other components. How do things work? So that's a little bit complicated for me at the moment.
I'll start with the production side. So yes, we can produce this readily. We're able to produce now. We do things through a third-party toller, but that doesn't preclude us from building our own facility. It's a fairly easy process to extract what we need. And on our team, we do have very good protein chemists who've done extraction processes before. So we do have that. And if this can be done, mustard can be grown anywhere in the world. So you can envision us having potentially facilities anywhere where mustard could be grown. And we're based in Saskatchewan right now because in Western Canada, where we are, there's close to 30% of the global mustard production is done right here. So it's adding value to our farmers as well. On the second side, on the patents, we do have current patents. We have patents that are listed up until 2036. We've just applied for more patents. These are global patents to the key areas. So we, being a small company, we don't patent in all across the world. We do it in the key areas, so North America, South America, Europe, some parts of Asia. And we do have current patents, and we continue to bolster our patent portfolio. And that's something that we are doing. When we learn something new with some new science or new data, we do take a very aggressive patent approach to make sure that we're protecting our company and our technology. So we continue to do that.
Mm-hmm. Timeline-wise, what we can expect from the news flow in the next 3 to 6 months?
Yeah, so on a news flow, I can't give you all the information on a news flow, but there definitely will be things we're working on specifically around data and science that we'll be able to release. Timelines, we are waiting and have applied for our registrations with the new product in the US and are in process in Canada. We're working in Colombia as well, specifically on the Panama disease and the disease that's impacting the global banana production. So there's many different things that you can look forward to seeing in the future, and it's all great things. We have a great product that is able, and right now is showing that it's competing head to head with some of the chemistries that are being taken off the market because of toxicity. And like I said, this is mustard seed. We're providing a food grade technology back that's organic, that's natural, and essentially it's safe to use, and that's something that we're very excited about.
It sounds too easy a little bit for me.
It's not easy. Listen, this technology was
not
found...
easy, but it sounds, when you're coming from a chemical industry or something, you have a big and then you use natural stuff, what you do normally work over years in the lab to find something, and this sounds so easy. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I guess the biggest thing is this technology came out of Agriculture Canada, and it's been over 10 years of work put in and a lot of science behind it. So if you think of it being easy, it's not. It sounds easy right now because we're at that stage where we have good data, we have a good product, we have good formulations, and we have enough to go in and actually penetrate and start talking about it. But there has been a lot of science behind it. There is a lot of things that have been used, and a lot of people put their time and effort and money into this to build this up. And it is complex enough that we can patent things, which is great. But it's easy enough that it's something that nature gave us that, to be honest, growers around the world have been using mustard for over 100 years as a cover crop. So that means they grow it and they till it in. We've just accelerated that process and extracted and made it easier. So it's it may be easy on one side, but there's been a lot of science and effort put behind it on the other.
Okay, understandable. Financial side, you say a lot of money flows in. Can you say something about the shareholder structure of your company? How many shares are outstanding? What is the market cap, and so on?
Yeah, and that's something that's very unique with us as well. If you look at a lot of other organizations, there's a lot of shares outstanding. We actually have right now 37 million shares outstanding. Management and our advisors own roughly 22% of that. So it's very tightly held, which is another great thing for us. And we're right now at a very small market cap. We're roughly around that, anywhere from 13 to 15 million, depending on the day. So we're traded still fairly low at a lower valuation than what we're hoping for. But it's a very tightly held company with, I believe, a lot of opportunity. It's we're in the space in agriculture where we are targeting the $65 billion pesticide market. The fruit and vegetable market of that is roughly half. So we do have a lot of opportunity. We have a lot of great things we can do and be able to come in and actually help people on providing a natural-based product. So when I look at it, we have the best of both worlds. You have things, the marketplace, companies are deregistering products, countries are deregistering products, consumers and growers want something that's healthier and easier to use and safer. We're bringing that in, and we're in a good spot right now.
I can imagine that some of your potential competitors are not really happy with this development. So how you deal with them? You say also sometimes maybe they are partners, but
correct.
If they are not, then they are competitors. So
correct. Yeah.
And these are multi-billion-dollar companies. They are really unhappy when everything working fine. Do you have a price advantage too to them, or is it only that it's bio and it's come from nature, giving back to nature, or do you have other key points also that or some advantages to the farmers from the price?
And so when you look at the first question you said about the competitors, you know what, I think every company in this earth, the big companies all believe and see, we have this saying here, the writing on the wall. They see the writing on the wall. So you see a lot of the investment that's coming from Bayer, Syngenta, BASF, and others. They see that their current chemistries are getting scrutinized even more and more and getting banned. And you look at what just happened in the European Union with the neonic products, and came off the market, they were brought back in because farmers needed them. Farmers needed that product. And you're going to see a lot of this happen. You look at glyphosate or Roundup getting banned in a lot of different areas around the world. You look at methylbromide, methampsodium. So the organizations, yes, we're a competitor to them, we're a threat, but we're also a very good opportunity. And that's why I say we're potentially a partner to any one of those companies, because we provide a solution that they don't have right now. They don't need to recreate the wheel. They can come in and work with us. On the price side, we actually can go in and compete head to head with current chemistries. And that's something that's very unique with a biological product, like in any market. Our biological product, we have a lot of field data and studies showing that we can compete on efficacy and on consistency. And when we look at the marketplaces we're targeting, we can actually compete on price. And that's something that's very unique with a biological. So we believe we're in a good spot. And, when we look at everything down the road, we do believe that we have a good opportunity with or without those chemical companies on working with us. Even if they're working against us, we have a unique position.
Mm-hmm. Do you now in discussion with some of them so far?
We are, yes.
Okay.
And you're always in discussion. If you look at the agricultural space, and this is something I've learned in my 30 years, everybody talks to everybody. Everybody's working together to try and bring better solutions to the farmers. And if you think of the amount of food that we have to produce around the globe, we need new technology and we need people working together. And it's done. I do believe that's one thing in the ag space. These companies work together in a lot of different ways, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing that they work together, because more technologies come out, better solutions come out, better practices come out. So, yes.
My last question: when we can expect your first product?
Well, our liquid technology, we do have our first product. Our granule technology has registrations. Our liquid technology in the US, we're hopeful that sometime in 2021, we will get our registration. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And that's something that we're really looking forward to. When we look at Colombia specifically in the bananas, that's going to depend on the data that we generate over the next little while. So we're hopeful that within the next year, roughly year and a bit, that we will have our product registered and on market. And in Europe, it may take a little bit longer with the new changes in the how the European Union is looking at biologicals and the ag space. It may take a bit more time to get into the European Union, but our first target is the North America, South America, and then definitely into the European market after that.
Mm-hmm. And to handle all these potential orders, then is not a problem. Then you use third parties.
Correct. There's a lot of different places and companies we can use, whether that be distribution companies or partnering with large ag chems or working directly with others. There's a lot of opportunity in this market space to work in different ways.
Mm-hmm. Colin, thank you for your time. Thank you for the first introduction to your company. Good luck with all the data. Has COVID-19 an impact on your company?
You know what? It maybe changed the way we working more virtual, as you can see right now, more virtual online. Maybe the only place that it potentially would have impacted would be on the timelines of the registrations. And I do think there's been, and we're not going to, we don't know that timeline with the regulatory bodies, but to be honest, it has not impacted us as badly. as I do believe it's impacted others. So we've been fairly lucky so far.
Colin, thank you then for your update and good luck with everything. And it's MustGrow.
Thank you.
Das war eine erste Einführung zu der Company MustGrow. Es geht hier um Pestizide, und zwar natürliche Pestizide. Und das Ganze wird aus der Senfpflanze quasi entwickelt. Und ich kann mir das schon ganz gut vorstellen. Wir wissen ja, das Roundup und so weiter wird ja alles überall verboten. Die ganzen Pestizide werden verboten. Was auch klar ist, man will mehr einen biologischen Anbau haben, aber die Pestizide oder diese Krankheiten der Pflanzen sind ja nach wie vor da und die müssen halt irgendwie auch geschützt werden. Dazu braucht man halt auch Pestizide. Und sie haben ein Pestizid sozusagen entwickelt, da haben auch über 110 Studien schon dazu gemacht. You make over 100 studies so far for your product.
Yeah, well over 110 field studies and roughly about $10 million is spent so far.
Okay. Also über 110 Studien haben sie schon quasi gemacht und getestet. Scheinbar musste früher schon bei denen üblich gewesen sein, dass man so teilweise die Senfpflanze einarbeitet. Jedenfalls ist da über $10 Millionen schon investiert worden in diese Technologie. Sie haben auch sehr viele Patente schon, sind auch nicht ganz weltweit abgesichert mit Patente, aber die größten und wichtigsten Länder sehr wohl. Haben jetzt ein Granulat, das ist eigentlich schon zugelassen. Das zweite, die flüssige Produkt, das ist gerade im Zulassungsbereich, vor allem in den USA. Da erwarten sie, dass das nächste Jahr die Zulassung kriegen und auch in Kanada, und dann sollte es quasi eigentlich erst richtig losgehen. Wenn das funktioniert, ist das natürlich ein Knüller. Brauchen wir überhaupt nicht reden. Ich habe auch einmal gefragt, wie preislich ausschaut, und sie wollen ein Produkt natürlich vor allem für hoherwertigere Pflanzen verwenden, vor allem auch zum Beispiel Tomaten, Erdbeeren, hat er immer gesagt, Bananen sind auch drinnen, und für die soll es verwendet werden, weil dort einfach auch, sie können leichter in Konkurrenz treten mit den ganzen Chemikalien, die es gibt. Ja, also gerade bei diesem Hochgradigen sind sie sowohl genauso leistungsstark, genauso effizient, aber auch genauso teuer, und das ist für ein biologisches Produkt sehr, sehr selten, dass das in diesem Bereich mithalten kann mit chemischen Produkten. Und deswegen spricht da eigentlich ja nichts dagegen, dass sie dann das dementsprechend auch, die Farmer das dementsprechend einsetzen. Spannende Sache. Es ist wirklich extrem interessanter Aktienkurs, hat jetzt noch nicht so viel gemacht, er ist einmal ein bisschen gekommen im Juli, ist allerdings jetzt auf demselben Stand wie im April, kann man sagen. Es hängt jetzt alles von der Zulassung an und wie schnell das dann dementsprechend im Markt reinbringen. Konkurrenz ist natürlich die ganzen großen Firmen, Bayer, BASF, dementsprechend sind Konkurrenten, aber er sagt auch, die können auch sehr wohl Partner sein. Also im Prinzip, wenn das wirklich dann einschlägt, da wird der schneller wahrscheinlich einer auf der Matte stehen und die ganze Firma dann schlucken, weil der wird sich nicht die Butter vom Brot nehmen lassen, ganz logisch. Und wäre auch wahrscheinlich für das Produkt an sich selber natürlich besser, weil es dann der Rollout, der weltweite Rollout natürlich dann relativ schnell erfolgen würde. Ja, das war ein Startinterview mit MustGrow Mitte September 2020 und viel Erfolg, viel Spaß und wir hören uns in Kürze. Tschüss.